All right, hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Daniel Smith, and give me just a moment. But for those who think that I'm lying about my martial arts background, I'm about to show my plaque for my first Q or third degree brown belt promotion, which happened 24 years ago, almost 25 years ago. It was the last promotion I got, and I had to quit about 6 months later for personal reasons during the middle of the black belt testing. But the only reason I wasn't as high as a third degree black belt is because of minimum requirements of the timing and also because of kata memorization. I suck at memorizing kata, so I level up pretty much at an average rate. It takes about 6 to 10 years to get a black belt in Ishinryu karate now with the standards that they have. If your instructor is really teaching you everything that you're supposed to know all under one roof anyway. If they're just promoting you based on kata memorization, some people who are good at dancing, for example, might be really good at memorizing kata and then they suck at fighting and then they haven't learned anything. Here we go. This is my first Q belt promotion, January 27th of 2000. And believe it or not, during my black belt testing, which I failed several times, I failed it about 6 times because of poor kata memorization. I couldn't memorize the last kata to save my life, even though it's not even supposed to be that hard. It was just like my brain was full of too much kata. I'm sick of kata. But I was actually required to beat two second degree black belts in a handicap match, and I defeated them. And I also had to disarm the lightweight second degree black belt and he had an eskrima stick in his hand, and I had to disarm him of the eskrima stick when I start with no weapon. And he was instructed not to make it easy on me, and I had to disarm a second degree brown belt who had an Okinawan bow, and he was again instructed not to make it easy on me. And I successfully completed those challenges and did all of my other kata except for the last kata which was Sun Tzu kata, which I couldn't memorize for some reason, even though it's only about a medium length kata. So I'm not a fake. Matter of fact, I showed you on one video about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, that I could break the headboard out of a bed with a knee strike. Which a lot of people won't even try that because they're afraid of hurting themselves. But the biggest reason I didn't go pro until my early to middle 20s is because I actually got sick by 2004 and have been medically disabled ever since 2006. I've had 2 strokes in the past 3 years now, so I'm 50% numb in both feet and in my left hand. So when I'm talking about fighting somebody, that's the context of when I was healthy in my early 20s, late teens and early 20s. I'm not talking about like I want to go fight somebody right now or something like that. That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? In medically disabled condition. But that doesn't negate the head knowledge that I have from when I was trained, because we did Okinawan karate and we did submissions. We did Japanese jiu-jitsu submissions, which there's around 800 total submissions on the human body, and most people never learn more than about 15 of them. Most MMA fighters only know about 15 of them. I know about 200 of them. I can name over 50 of them by name, which I've done several times on video to prove that I can name over 50 of them by name. And I know them and can perform them to defend myself at least. But yeah, for people who think that I'm lying about my martial arts background, I also have a year and a half, roughly, of Gracie Jiu Jitsu training. All right, I think that's going to be the end of the video. I'm going to post this in response to one of the Bruce Lee videos where a guy is accusing me of not knowing what I'm talking about. And I'm like, actually, Bruce Lee was a choreographer. He had no belt in any style because the only style he studied doesn't even give belts to prove what your rank is, which Makes no sense. How do you know who the student and the teacher is if they don't even have belts or rings? All right. I'm done.